we doing? Thank you for joining me. I've not been online for a little while, so forgive the absence, but I've been working hard. There's a lot on. The seasons are picking up. I've lost picture. There we go. Right, sorry, I dropped you. Hello, Rich. How are we doing? So, yeah, I'm not a meme coin player, but it looks like meme coins are starting to come out to play, which is odd. Oh, for goodness sake, really. Which is odd because we haven't really had. I don't think this is a proper Bitcoin blow off. This is obviously economically. This is an economic Bitcoin rally that we've had in the bear market. So I don't think we're going to see the traditional altcoin pattern. But it's odd that the meme coins are blowing up. So if we have a look, for example, at the top trending coins, a lot of them are poo coins. Matty, how are we doing? Mr. C, afternoon, how are we doing? Good to see you. Thank you for dropping in. So just a general review of the market. Is it meme coin season? It appears that there is definitely a lot of strength in meme coins at the moment. Pepe, Wojak leading the charge. I think people that are looking to get into Pepe now, you're too late. Meme coins, you've got to be in early. Yes, it could rally up to, hundreds of millions, but at the end of the day, you're not going to get that insane 1,000% return that you probably got if you were in at the beginning. I personally wouldn't go there. I would look, if you want to do it, I would look at lower cap ones that are relatively new. The only one I'm currently in, actually, I'm in two at the moment. So they're both relatively new. This first one that I was looking at was wrecked because I got airdrop tokens from Arbitrum. And the other one is AI Doge or ARB Doge, depending on whether you look at the ticker or the name. So it's all good. Thank you for sharing the live, people. Do appreciate that. If you keep that going on, I said I haven't been on for a while, so the numbers might be low. But if you've got anything you want to look at, just shout out. My trading view at the moment is a little bit low. I made the mistake of clearing all my cookies, and I've lost a lot. So do by all means shout out if you want to have a look at anything. We will go through that. Right now, I just want to have a look at Bitcoin, and I'm going to rechart that one and see where we are. I mean, actually, on the daily chart, this is really strong. Yes, we're having pullbacks, but I mean, look at this. I mean, generally, yes, that was a lower low, but generally, this is an upward trajectory. I'm quite happy with this, to be fair. I'm not a huge TA guy. I'm just a long-term kind of holder. But when I see a chart like this is encouraging. This is a daily chart, and it's actually looking quite strong. The only thing at the moment is at the bottom support level, if we were to draw it in, it is quite a lot lower than where we are right now. So let's just have a look and put a basic trend line in. So if I go from, let's say, the bottom of here, and I'd take that out to the bottom of there, so that's our marker. In theory, the support level down here, it is pretty low. I don't think we'll come down that low, but you never really know. As I said, this is just TA, it's just an indicator. Lena, let's have a look. It's not one I've really looked at before, but let's check out Lena. Is that Linear Finance or Lena Network? Papa Joe, how are we doing, buddy? Morning from Phoenix, Arizona. Welcome, buddy. Good to see you. I hope you're very, very well. Tommy, welcome, buddy. Good to see you too. The market's looking very Sunday-like. It's very pedestrian. We've had the drama, I think, on Friday, Saturday, and we're kind of deciding where we go from here. I mean, clearly you can see Bitcoin pretty stable over the last 24 hours, back up 1%. Thank you for the follow, Forex Crypto Trader. I do appreciate that, buddy. Thank you very, very much. But yeah, I'm generally looking to see what happens when the market's open tomorrow. As I said, I'm very much a long-term investor holder. I'm not really a day trader. I have had a couple of meme coin plays, but generally I do like my long-term holds. And this is a list that was actually created by yourselves, the community. So we were on here, we made things go live. So you can see here today, we have got some big gainers. Radix doing very, very well. Radix is looking to be incredibly strong. Woo Network, I was going to buy some new Woo Network yesterday. It's one that I've had a look at for a long, long time. And I've been saying that its volume is outperforming the market cap, and it does appear to be the case. But Casper, Stacks, other strong projects really rallying today, a few percent, but generally green overall. But we're starting to see some reds creeping on the shorter time frame. So yeah, I'm really not going to do anything now until tomorrow. Mohammed, welcome, buddy. Yeah, it has been a while. I mean, I took a break from crypto, TikTok, I should say. I've been around in the Discord, still researching crypto, still doing bits, but I've changed kind of my focus now temporarily. It's not so much on the lives. I'm going to be doing a lot of content still, but I'm focusing on the Discord and the community there, trying to bring in a lot of project AMAs into the Discord. Crypto is just becoming a lot with TikTok on top as well with the lives. Lives, an hour at a time, 3 or 4 hours a week. It's a lot of time when you're working as well. So I do work full time. So I'm a long term investor. I got in the last bull run, so I've been in crypto 2 years. I've seen the downside of that bull run, and now I'm seeing kind of like the beginning of what I think could be the next bull run. But I do think this is more of a bullish rally within the bear market because of the economic circumstances we're in at the moment. So I'm not getting overexcited. The meme coin season seems to be kicking in, but I think that's people thinking that we're now in the bull run, and I don't believe that we're truly in the bull run quite yet. Be mini pumps until next BTC halving? I think so. Yeah, it's going to be slow and steady. The next Bitcoin halving, and hopefully coming out the other side of these not hyperinflation quite yet, but high inflation, high interest rate hikes. Once that all starts dying down in the next 12 to 18 months, I think that's when we see, in tandem with the Bitcoin halving, we really see the crypto and general markets pick up again. But it's just interesting that people are using Bitcoin for what it was originally intended, a store of value. People don't trust the mainstream banks, and there's a lot of collapses, so people are putting their money into assets like gold, silver, and now Bitcoin's added to the list. And we're seeing a lot of big investment companies do this. Market Maker Monday, absolutely, yes. I'm waiting for Monday. Radix has cycle bottomed already. Let's have a look at Radix. So XRD on TradingView. Let's have a look. As I said, I did unfortunately accidentally wipe my list, so I do have to add more in. So let's have a look for XRD. And I always go for the best USD pairing that I can. It's not actually listed in that many places, so I'm just going to go with KuCoin. I'll go with theirs. I mean, we've got the TradingView one there, but I mean, I'll just go with this. It's fine. Okay, so close that one down. Let's go into Radix. I mean, on the daily chart, Radix, I don't think Radix has bottomed out, not on the daily. It could still come down more. I do think Radix is fantastic long term. Someone tried to get into Radix long time ago, and I kind of like, yeah, I will. I'll have a look. And I never did. So I still think Radix could bottom out a little bit lower. We could see it come down. If the market really crashes, if we see Bitcoin take this big chunk out on the daily chart here, if we see Bitcoin come down a long way, then we could see Radix eat up this gap to the support line down here, which would take it down to nearly 50%. Well, no, not 50% drop. What am I about a 30% drop, 35% drop. But then I think that would be truly bottomed out. Radix is very, very strong for me at the moment. XRD to the moon. It is incredibly strong right now. XRD performing very, very, very well. I wish I'd got into it earlier, because whenever things get to high caps, I kind of get reluctant to join in, because you kind of missed the biggest pumps already. So I do like my lower cap projects still, but not my poo coins. Safe play is timing the market, not timing the market. I completely agree with that, Volcano. Absolutely. I'm in no rush to put money back in right now. I've got a decent bag of stuff that I've already accumulated in the bear market and in the end, the later end of the bull run. So I was kind of a bag holder for the last bull run, but right now I'm not. I'm accumulating my favorites. And I'm just seeing, especially with Quant, I'm seeing what happens with Quant. I really like Quant. I'm very bullish on it long term, but I think Quant's got a bit of a hard dip to come. I think Quant comes down to $80, and that's where I put a buy order in. I think Quant will see $80 again if the market weakens. It doesn't tend to run in tandem with Bitcoin, but Quant's very much a fashionable token. At the moment, it's kind of not really making headlines, so it's dipping. I think that's going to continue. XRD USDT has the longest timeline on Bitfinex. Right, let's change this to a Bitfinex pairing. Now let's get rid of this. Bitfinex dollar. There we go. Let's go with that one. That is a much longer chart. But yeah, I'm not, as I said, I don't think this has bottomed out. And if we take this recent trend line on the daily, I'm going to sort of take it from somewhere down here upwards. You can see we could come down further. But if you look at this support here, I'm going to put a support line in, let's say from this top back here, across the bottom down there. I think, we probably have seen about as low as we're going to go. I think if we hit this support line, there's very little chance we'll come down to this one. So I don't think it's bottomed out completely, but I think well, saying that, have we bottomed out? Because are we going to come back down here? That's the bottom? No. So yeah, we probably bottomed out. But locally, I think we could see lower at the moment. Would I put Matic at current price? Let's have a look at Matic. Now, Matic, I was quite open about this a number of months ago. I sold all my Matic just before it hit $1 again. And I did that deliberately because I wanted to focus on low caps, because Matic for me is a fantastic project with a fantastic use case, and I really do like Matic. I think it's very, very strong. But I see other layer 2s and roll-ups coming out like Arbitrum, which I am really, really, really a massive fan of Arbitrum, which is really strong. I think Arbitrum, ZK Sync, Optimism, they're going to take a lot of business away from Matic. Very much like we saw with DEXs, we saw Pancake Swap, and we had a few DEXs at the beginning of the last bull run, and all of a sudden they exploded. The market diluted, and we've seen them really struggle since. There's so many of them. I think layer 2s are possibly the next thing to dilute. So Matic won't be so dominant. We will see the likes of Arbitrum really take over the market. So I'm really looking at Arbitrum very, very closely. I'm still holding a little bit of a bag from the airdrop. I did sell quite a lot, and I bought into other Arbitrum projects, which I'm still holding, the likes of Chromatica, I really, really like, and some other plays in there as well. But yeah, I mean, Matic, I think Matic looks like it may well be hitting support right now on the daily time frame. I mean, if I was going to buy it, would I buy it now around about $1? I don't see the harm. I mean, as a long-term play for me personally, not financial advice, if I bought it $1 and held onto the bull run, I would easily expect a 5 to 10x and probably take profits somewhere around that 5x and leave a moon bag in at this level. I don't think Matic has any problem in that regard. I just think that its dominance will start to fall in the layer 2 market. Where do I see Quant going? I think long-term with adoption, Quant goes to 4 figures. That's my long-term prediction. So that's kind of like maybe, 5 years plus. 2 to 3 years, we could see it in the high hundreds again, back in the bull run. By Pepe. I mean, Pepe's a very, very interesting one. It really has exploded. And this is, again, people are talking about meme coins again, which does make you think, is meme coin season on? But I think people are prematurely saying meme coins because Bitcoin's been on a rally. We've seen 30K and now we're seeing the pullback. Where those profits go? Traditionally, you get people saying, oh, well, it goes Bitcoin, Ethereum, your midterm alts, and then your poo coins. And I don't think we're in that kind of cycle at the moment. As I said, I think this is an economic cycle. Money's coming in because of uncertainty in the main financial markets and banking, and they're retreating to Bitcoin. And we're not seeing a lot of money come out of Bitcoin, really, other than obviously the fact that we are seeing some profit taking every now and again. I think money's not going to flow the same way right now. Gilbert the GOAT. Gilbert Verdian is a GOAT, but the clever thing about Gilbert Verdian is you got to think, if you've got your pessimistic hat on, Gilbert Verdian is very clever. He is the CEO of Quant. He was involved in the setup of the Digital Pound Foundation. He was involved in the setup of ISO 20022. So, he had his fingers in each of those pies. How much has he marketed this whole idea of ISO and central bank digital currencies being a good thing for Quant and blockchain technology? He's been heavily involved. So some of my favorite projects he doesn't shy away from, or he's been involved in. When I saw the Digital Pound Foundation get incorporated in June 2021, I got very, very excited, released that news and thought, well, if they get adopted as the central bank digital currency solution for the UK Treasury, then that's big. I mean, even for a company like Electroneum with the privacy, not the privacy wallet, but with the wallet, we would see them take off as well, having been very quiet for a number of years. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Please take a look at Radix on CoinGecko. gone from outside top 100 to top 15 in a week. Right, okay, let's have a look. I know we don't like CMC rankings, but I will have a look at Radix on CMC as well. And that's primarily because there is some politics in these things, and CoinMarketCap is owned by Binance, and Binance don't really like Hex, and Hex is a perfect example. It should have a much higher spot in the rankings than it doesn't on CMC. So currently on CMC, it is ranked. Where are we going? Where's your rank? 206. So let's have a look. Radix on CoinGecko. Come on, you can do it. Oh, he's looking good actually. He's up 14.5% today. Rank 54. Yeah, so well within the top 100. And this is a big ranking difference. I do think CoinGecko is more independent than CMC, but I like the CMC presentation more. So you do need to verify your data all the time. But Radix is ranked 54, market cap 990 million. Fully diluted though, it is a $10 billion project, and that shows you, that 10% of its supply is in circulation, and that is not actually that great. But that doesn't stack up against the supply figures either. So you've got to take that with a pinch of salt. What does Radix supply figures say on here? So total supply 12 billion, maximum supply 24 billion. So that says 42% circulating supply, whereas obviously things don't add up. Oh, that's what I've done now. I've taken circulating supply instead of fully diluted valuation. There it is, 2.3. So actually, yeah, I was wrong. So, yeah, it's about 42% diluted. So that's not so bad. But Radix, as I said, I get the feeling with Radix that I'm almost too late to the party to make significant gains, which is why in a bear market I'm not buying it. In a bear market, I'm looking for what might be the next big thing or what is growing. So it's things like one that I'm really pleased of. One of my absolute long-term holds that I've locked in staking until I think October 2024 is MUX protocol. I mean, I think MUX protocol, I think that's now a 3x for me, but it's a long-term 3x, and I see it as kind of like the cheap, or not cheap, but lower market cap alternative to GMX, which I also hold. So for me, Radix is great and I love it, but would I buy it now as a long-term investment hoping to make massive gains? For me, I wouldn't, because I'm just purely looking at it from an investment perspective. But I know people have been holding on to that for a long, long time. He bought the Trump token, not one I've looked at. I mean, I know that Trump is the subject for quite a few meme projects. What about IHT? Let's have a look at IHT. I'm not sure what that one is. So IHT Real Estate Protocol. I assume that's the one. It's the only one coming up. So let's have a look at them. Okay, so market cap very small, 143k, circulating supply almost fully diluted. So 1 billion tokens, 995 billion of which basically are in circulating supply. That would suggest that maybe they've got a small percentage that they've burnt or is locked still. So that's interesting, but basically fully diluted. Let's have a look at the charts. We've got no chart data. So let's try CMC, see if that's got some better data. It might not be on IH. It might not be on CMC if the market cap, if there's not been enough turnover, they tend to kick them from CMC. They're only interested in higher tokens. So let's have a look. So yeah, 142k, 143 fully diluted. Ethereum token. No charting. Oh, here we go. Charting data. There we go. Okay, so we do have some. So all-time chart. Wow. Okay. So yeah, launched in 2018. Didn't have a bull run at all. I think that is a dead project, IHT. Unless something revolutionary comes into that project, that looks dead. I mean, it literally, you can see here in 2020, the bull run, that is its run. It's not looking very, very good at all. So that looks dead. It really does. So zooming out, that's not performing terribly well. So IHT is a no-no for me. You think we've reached the local top of this recent bear market rally? I think that's a possibility. Yeah, I'm not looking at Bitcoin at the moment. This is the daily chart on Bitcoin. We've topped out, I think, around about this 31.2, 31.3 level. We could not break through that. So I think that's an area where we are at the moment. Um, we are generally on an upward trend, but we could reset quite heavily. We've seen there's quite a lot of room downwards, to this sort of to this support line here. We could come down quite a long way, but generally, I mean, at the moment, I would only be panicking or thinking that might happen. It will close the gap if we sort of go below this level, which is going to be about 27. So if we come below 27, then I'll start thinking that we might see 24 and a half, and then maybe even down to 23.8. And then this, I think, is the major support level, 21.6. But really, we would have to break through this level first. And if we did that somewhere around here, we've got 22 and a half, 23, something like that. So, yeah, I mean, I think we could be pulling back, but we really need to see what the market makers do on Monday. I mean, this is just, I'm a long-term investor, so TA is not my best skill, but I'd just like to see where local areas of support and resistance are for entry point purposes. Because I think if we're going to go on a massive run, I'm not going to buy it. And if I think we've been on a massive dip that's going to stop, then I will enter the market. I always try on buy on red now. It's one thing I've learned not to do. I don't chase green projects anymore. I buy when they're red. So I find projects that I like, and when they have a big red bubble, that's when I buy. So that's kind of my mentality has shifted to, I think, a more mature long-term investor now. What do I think about XCN? XCN, why can't I remember that ticker? Onyx Coin is not one I'm familiar with, I'm afraid, so I really don't know anything at all about that. Anthony, welcome, buddy. Crypto Tony, welcome, buddy. Good to see you. Thank you. Check out Bax. Let's have a look at Bax. I think Bax, is that Bax Bab? Now, I've actually had a look at that one. I do like it. It's on my watch list. I haven't bought any yet, but Bax Bab did look quite interesting. So current market cap 27 million, fully diluted 44. We're seeing volume of 600k in the last 24 hours, which isn't bad. You're getting poo coins do millions and millions. So you want to see decent volume ideally. But as I looked at BAB, and the use case does look decent. The last 3 months, they are completely green. They peaked out at this level here around about 0.0008 and a half. All-time chart, you can see here they started in 2018, survived a bear market, rallied very nicely in the last bull run as well. So they did perform with some little performance spikes in there as well. And as I said, I do generally like the use case of BAB. So it's an FCA registered fintech platform based in the UK. Tick. I like FCA, and if it's fintech platforms based in the UK, I like that more because the UK is very pro crypto. I mean, especially at the moment, we've got Richie Sunak in power. We might not like him for a lot of reasons, but he knows what blockchain is and he does understand it. Whereas that's what I think they really struggle with in the US. They don't have an understanding of blockchain technology for the people that make the decisions. We saw some great things in the Gensler, with the SEC committee, oversight committee, really tear shreds out Gensler. They knew what they were on about. When you get the TikTok one in the US, again, they had no idea. So you just get the feeling that there's a lot of people in a lot of places of power that have no idea what they're talking about. But in the UK, I think in terms of blockchain, we've got real support with Richie Sunak. So if I see it's an FCA registered project based in the UK, I really do like that. It gets me excited and I want to read more. So BAB BAX, as I said, it's on my watch list. I do like it. It's been around for a while. It's survived a bear market before. There's no reason why it wouldn't again. It's FCA approved, which means actually in terms of regulations coming in, future proofing, they are doing the right things. It's encouraging. So I like it. It's on my watch list for that reason. And I think, this project, if it is going to do very, very well, it could do really, really nicely in the next bull run. I mean, we've seen it. It didn't reach its all-time high from 2018, but it did do very, very well. So we could expect another mid-range high, maybe somewhere around 1/10 of a cent again. But that would still be a very, very good profit. You could that's easily a 2x from where we are now. But I think the market takes a dip again. Um, do I like Dot? Yeah, Dot I still like. I still absolutely love Polkadot. I mean, Polkadot at the moment for me, if I wasn't looking at other things, I would probably be buying more Polkadot still. But I've got a lot of Polkadot locked up in the parachain auctions. That should unlock, I think, early next year. I think early to mid next year. I can't remember what I did them all. But I'm in the parachains an awful lot. Polkadot for me at the moment is still cheap, and I would probably be buying it. I just think if you look at Polkadot and it did $50 in a bull run last year with no ecosystem, and I mean no ecosystem, it was just launching the parachain auctions towards the end of the bull run into the bear market. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, it did $50 as a standalone token. I think with an ecosystem in place, it could be huge. I'm not selling any of my Polkadot until the bull run. Absolutely not. I'll probably buy some more if it stays cheap. What I've also done now is I have diversified. I've got a massive bag of Moonbeam now. Moonbeam is by far my biggest holding. I've got a bag of Moonriver as well, but I've still got my other ones in there, like my XRP, my Quant, a little bit of bits and pieces of ISO 2022 tokens. So I think as a narrative, it will pump, but I won't be holding them for years. And there's a lot in there that I will just shed as soon as the price goes up and take profit. But yes, I still absolutely love Dot. I think Gavin Wood's approach to building Polkadot was right. Ethereum isn't truly decentralized in the right manner. They send a lot of information out to the community for decisions, but ultimately the end decision is still fairly centralized in its approach, whereas Polkadot is community driven. It is decentralized. I think so we could get some big adoption on Polkadot. I think Polkadot and Moonbeam in tandem, they are. I see Polkadot as the only real competitor to Ethereum at the moment. We're talking about a lot of layer twos and rollups building on Ethereum because there's nothing better, or it's just so widely adopted that they want to make it better. Whereas you've got things like Polkadot that right now are better, I believe. They're more secure as well. But then longer term still, we've got ICP, which I still absolutely love. I love ICP. I think the technology is fantastic. Will it get adopted? I don't know. That's the question. But I do like ICP. I've got that staked for periods of 7 years, 5 years, 3 years, and I've got another year left on my lowest staking pot as well. So I've got a lot of ICP, Polkadot, things that I think are good utility long term. So I like those. Thoughts on Gala? I really like Gala. Gala is a great project. I think as a gaming platform, it's the market leader. It's going to be doing a lot more with movie and TV streaming. But the difference with Gala is, would I buy Gala right now? Probably not. And it's not because of the price. The market cap is currently 286 million, but fully diluted, it's 1.44 billion. So we've only got 20% of the circulating supply out yet. So even if this coin does, a 4 or 5x from where it is now, which is more than likely it will. It's been there and it'll do it again. Your market dilution will wipe out half of that. If they release another 20% of tokens in the next 12 to 18 months, your holdings just get halved. It doesn't matter how good it is if the circulating supply is pants. I'm not buying it. So in terms of Gala, I do like it. As I said, I think it is a market leader, but I would look to, again, just like I did with MUX Protocol and GMX, I would look for the next best thing in the market. And with Gala, you've got things like UOS and other gaming streaming platforms coming online that are much lower cap, which offer much better return possibilities. The ROI on some of these is much better on those than it is on Gala. And a lot of them are already more diluted than Gala as well. What's my thoughts on CMCC on CoinGecko? Let's have a look. CMCC doesn't ring a bell off the top of my head. Let's have a look. CMC Coin. These are the guys that do their media, aren't they? Their news, I think, or something. Let me have a look. Come on, bring up some detail. Right, so it doesn't tell you a lot about it. Let's go to the website because it doesn't tell you a lot about it. I'm sure I kind of have a feel for what these guys are, but I've not invested into it myself previously. So let's have a look. Yeah, so it is the one I'm thinking of. I mean, I don't really like websites that just shout by me at the beginning, but I know that this isn't what these guys are about. I've listened to a few AMAs where they've been in, and they have got some good long term plans. Um, so let's scroll down and see if we actually get some news in there. So yeah, it's a crypto marketing company. I know that they've been putting a lot in. They haven't really taken a lot out, to be fair. They are kind of community centric, so it's quite good. There are some pretty serious fees on there, which I don't like. Um, and it's a reward token as well. And I don't like these high fee projects. Um, but I like what they say in their AMAs. I like their approach. Whenever you talk to any of the team or listen to any of the team, I should say, I've not personally talked to them. They do come across very, very well. But I mean, the tokenomics and things I don't like. I've never held it because I just don't like high tax tokens. But in terms of what they do, it's okay. But I'm not an expert. Let's put it that way. I'm not an expert on them for sure. Thoughts on RNDR? Now, is that render? I've lost TradingView, haven't I? I've shut TradingView. That was silly. Right, surrender. $630 million market cap, 2/3 in supply, which is okay. That's pretty good. Let's have a look. Performance wise, it's on a bit of a downward trend at the moment. Looks like it was released towards the end of the bear market, saw the bull run, did very, very well. It's been up as high as $8. And that was right at the end of the bull run as well. That was November, which was one of the last real peaks we had. So that's not doing too bad. Over the last 3 months, very volatile, but not really flown above $2. It's $2.05 there. Use case is okay though on render. Distributed GPU rendering network, so I do quite like that. It is quite decentralized in its nature, and I quite like that. So it uses people's GPU units to obviously establish its network, which is truly decentralized, I think. So I do like that. It just depends how many of these GPU providers are kind of all in cahoots and how decentralized it is. I don't know an awful lot about the technicals of it, to be fair. But performance-wise, I certainly think it's a very strong token. It's got a lot of support. Certainly, we know it can be a lot higher. But again, all-time high, 4.5, 5x from here. Is that enough to tempt me in at this point in the market for a long-term hold? Probably not. I'm hoping for coins that do a lot more than 4 or 5x. So it doesn't really matter how good the use cases or tokenomics is. To get me to buy it at the moment, it would have to be a better possible ROI on it than that. Kadena, I do like Kadena. I don't hold any because I hold so much in the Polkadot ecosystem already. I'm trying to diversify now towards more Arbitrum projects and ZK Sync projects. I'm trying to support the new and emerging ecosystems and spots and gems in there. And there are some gems in there. So yeah, I'm not in Kadena. Thoughts on Jupiter? Jupiter is a pump and dump token. It's a VC pump and dump token. It will perform outrageous percentages on the way up and outrageous percentages on the way down. I would only ever buy it if it's just massively dumped, because at some point in the next 6 to 12 months it will pump again massively. That's the only point I would enter Jupiter at. I mean, it fundamentally looks like a very good project, but you look at its performance and it's up and down. No, I can't say that on my live. But yeah, it's $11.5 million market cap. There's scope for it to perform so much, but it is properly abused, this project. I mean, it goes up and down so violently. I mean, this is the performance in the previous bull run, and obviously then the peaks and troughs have gotten less and less and less as time goes on. The bull run, it did get manipulated to another high in the bull run, but it wasn't anywhere near a previous all-time high. This is just being pumped and dumped to death. So I don't touch Jupiter unless it's dumped very, very, very heavily in recent times, in which case I'd get in. But if you look at the last 3 months, it's actually on the ascendancy, so I wouldn't buy it right now. It's not for me. Dot have joined up with LCX Exchange. It's looking good. LCX Exchange is very, very good. Yeah, so that's a great partnership for them both. So I like that. Rich, you're more than welcome, buddy. I'm not obviously, as long as you all appreciate this is only my opinion. It's not financial advice, of course. I might be right, I might be wrong. You might not care, and that's fine. But yeah, if you want my opinion, I'm always happy to give it. Just bear in mind, it's not financial advice. Wojak token. I knew someone was going to start asking about meme coins, hence the title of the live. But yeah, Wojak is being seen as kind of like the alternative to Pepe at the moment. Wojak's kind of like the runner-up. It is doing very, very well. But the thing is with meme coins, I will not buy them once they're already pumping. You don't know which ones are just... There are some with longevity like Doge and Shiba who have genuine long-term plans for it. They want to build something from it, even though it's a meme token. Wojak, all these other new meme tokens, they are gambles. Some of them will leave it until they hit 100 million before they dump the lot on you. Some of it will leave it to 1 million before they dump the lot on you. But Wojak, it is doing well. It's up another 60% in the last 24 hours. It's nearly hit $10 million market cap. The circulating supply is all out, so that is amazing. For a new meme token to be all out in circulating supply, that's a strong statement. Let's have a look. Crypto Chaos, buddy, welcome. How you doing? I'm doing your favorite thing, and I'm just giving my opinion, and I know you hate that. Welcome, buddy. I hope you're very, very well. So Wojak, as I said, these meme coins are gambles. You don't know the team. You don't know when they're going to dump. Some will wait to 100 million, and some will last forever, like Shiba and Doge. But you're gambling. You have to be in from day 1 to 10. Otherwise, you're too late. You're just getting dumped on your liquidity. And like we've seen with a lot of these projects like Pepe has had on paper some people make millions of dollars from very little investment. But liquidity, you have to understand liquidity. You cannot cash that out all the time because only a percentage of what you buy goes and stays into the liquidity. Some of it's taken out. So you have to understand how these things work. Be very, very careful. And you are, in effect, gambling. That is what it is. Thank you for the tiny diny, Lisa. And the chick, thank you very, very much. That's really cute. Actually, I've not seen those before. That's really cute. Think Bare Naked Crypto made the Pepe coin. Bare Naked Crypto. I mean, I love that guy. I mean, there's some real characters around. Obviously, yourself, Crypto Chaos. I love your content for its satire. I think you're fantastic. But Bare Naked Crypto as well. He just says what he thinks, and he does not give a flying care what anyone says. So he's someone I listen to very, very closely as well. So you two guys, you're very critically honest, and you read behind your satire, exactly the same. But yeah, I mean, I don't know who makes these tokens. Bare Naked Crypto, does he make meme tokens? I don't know. He might do, just to take the mickey out of us all. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I like his content. I like his lives. I think he's brutally honest with his own opinion, and that's kind of like what I do as well. I just don't think I'm as brutal. Someone made over $1 million with $250 of Pepe. Yes, they did on paper, but they can't cash it out. The liquidity on Pepe, let's check that out actually. I'll try and show you what I mean. See if we can see liquidity. Because if we go into somewhere like Dex Tools, it should show you liquidity levels. So we go into CoinGecko, grab Pepe's contract address, and we'll go and have a look at Dex Tools to see how much liquidity they actually have. So the market cap's 142 million. Yes, someone might have $1 million worth on there, but let's have a look. So let's go to... No, let's not go there. Let's go to Dex Tools. All I want to do is I want to see the liquidity available. Because you probably can take $1 million out in bits without crashing it. Now that it's got a market cap that's so big, 143 million. But if everyone tries to take their million out at once, it would die instantly. So just trying to get you in and show you the liquidity pools, and so you can see how much that is. Yeah, I don't care. I know I normally use you on my phone. Let's have a look. One search bar. There we go. I am not connected my wallet. No way, Jose. So here we go. Right. So here we go. So Pepe, Wrap Teeth. So the liquidity on, you've obviously got to bear in mind which one you use as well. So it looks like Uniswap liquidity 3.4 million in that pairing with Wrap Teeth. So in that particular pairing, you could not cash out more than 3.4 million. Again, with this pairing, it's another pool, again with Wrap Teeth, based on Uniswap. It's a slightly different pairing. It's another separate pool. There's only 2.27 million in that one. And then again, you've got very, very small pools. So, 190K in that one, 52 in that one. The actual liquidity pools are tiny. The market cap might be 143 million, but it does not mean it's got 143 million dollars. So if you look at these main pools, these are the biggest pools on that contract. You've got $6 million worth of liquidity tops. That's it. That's all you're cashing out. So it's worth knowing how to see that information, because if you buy and sell on Uniswap, you're not getting any more than 5.5 million out. That's it, and that will collapse the pool. It's been my profile pic for years. Yeah, it has actually. You're absolutely right. He does love Pepe. It's very, very true. Right, Vibrate. Let's have a look at Vibrate. Someone's been very patiently asking for that one, so let's have a look at Vibrate. It's not one I've ever heard of, so let's have a look. Vibrate is not on CMC, which is unusual. They do usually have some good ones on there. I'll just close that. That was stupid. It's Vibrate. There's an E in there. Not how I spell it, but okay. Have I spelt it wrong all my life? I don't know. Right, let's have a look. Let's go. Let's get into this one then. So Vibrate, 16 million, fully diluted by the looks of it, which is excellent. 8.5 cents, market cap 16.7 million. Let's have a look at the last 3 months chart. Pretty flat with a spike in there a little bit. So yeah, it went up 50%-ish and then came straight back down again, which would indicate there's a big bag in sell. So someone's got a big bag and they dumped it when it went up. All-time chart, again, 17, survived the bear market, but, the bull run in 2021, it didn't even achieve its low high from the previous bull run. So again, I think Vibrate, performance-wise, in terms of price as an investment, is dead. The project might be very well alive and good with a good use case. I don't know. As an investor, I don't want to see a far lower high in the next bull run. I want to see a higher high. So that, for me, no, it's dead. You could still probably make more money on it in the next bull run if you buy it if it dips again a bit more harshly, and you buy it, and you could maybe get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5x on it, but you will not see that all-time high again. It's never going back up there. It's probably never coming back up to here. It will probably never come back to here. I don't think. But that chart, I personally wouldn't research further back than that. It's just not worth my time. So that's that one. So let's have a look and see what is trending and see if there's any new meme coins on here today. Thank you for joining. Thank you for hitting the likes, people. By the way, I do appreciate that, and your gifts as well. You don't have to gift, of course, but they are always appreciated. Let's have a look. So recently added, let's have a look and see what recent tokens are. So see, like Arbitrum, this is interesting. Even though we've got all this stuff with meme tokens at the moment, we've got Rect token, which airdropped Arbitrum holders. Arbitrum's still the #1 trending token, which is an interesting approach. Because if Arbitrum's been trending #1 for a number of days, why not make a meme token that airdrops to those holders? Automatic publicity, and that's why airdrops, you've got to think they're a good marketing tool. But if you have a look at the recently added projects, these are obviously not recently created, these are recently added to CoinMarketCap. So these are ones that have come on board. So let's have a look. So there we go, there's Rect. It's the second most recent token listed on CMC 19 hours ago. Since then, it's up 1.91%. In the last 24 hours, it's up 76%. As I said, hopping on board that Arbitrum trend. I don't know anything about it. I did get an airdrop of a few dollars, but I'm not bothered. It can stay in my wallet. I'm not going to interact with it. I'll just see what happens. It's free money if it's worth anything in a few days. But there's very little consistently performing. So that's an interesting one. Very, very small volume, but positive green 24 hours and 1 hour. I have no idea who they are or what they are, so I would probably go and have a look at that. 88% and not a lot of volume. So I would at least have a little bit of a look at it. The chart looks like it's brand spanking new. So yeah, launched 21st of April. So the chart's not going to tell us an awful lot. It's very, very solid buys and sells. Do they tell us anything about what they do? No, they don't. So we need to go to the website. And this is what you do. You just try and find these ones that are new-ish to the market. What do they actually do? Do you like the team? Do you like what they're trying to do? Is it new? Is it different? Is it unique? Is the website good? Are the socials alive? So open source medical research. There's a few of these medical research type tokens are coming out that use data analytics and things. So I wonder what their view on it is. But the website's not great. But it is factual. And the factual ones are always interesting. Because if it's not flashy, it's probably practical, which isn't a bad thing. So to be fair, with that one, I would probably dive into that one a bit more and find out about it. Their white paper's right here on their website. It looks like it could be an interesting one to research. It's so new that the market cap isn't calculating properly, right? Yeah, so it's got to be early doors. Interesting. I would probably have a look at that one. If I wanted to do it, does it even know where it sells it yet? Wow, it's only on TXBit. So I don't even know what that is. I have no idea what it's like, but everything is just being done on TXBit, and it's tiny volume. So they're clearly not marketing. So someone's buying it. Someone knows something. VitaDAO. Let's make the Crypto token. VitaDAO. VitaDAO. Is that one of your satirical jokes, or am I about to walk into a headbutt? No, it's real. Okay. Funny enough, Crypto Chaos, you do say about let's make a Crypto token, but I'm actually going to be joining the world of the builders soon. So there might be something coming out soon that I'm responsible for, which is scary. But we'll see. It's in planning. VitaDAO. Right, okay, 14% circulating supply, which is self-reporting. It's one of your favorite expressions, I know. All-time chart, let's have a look. It launched in April 2022, so in the bull run, it's not suffered too badly in the bear market, to be fair. If you look at the beginning of the launch to where we are now in the bear market, it's not suffered too badly. I know projects that launched then that have suffered horrifically. Pretty small market cap, really bad circulating supply though. Again, nothing about it on here, so you'd have to dive into it a bit deeper again. But, I don't know anything about that one. How to find new tokens. Basically, if you want to find brand new tokens that list on BSC or Ether, there are websites and notification channels on Telegram, etc., that tell you literally the second a new token is created and listed. So there are services out there that do that. I wouldn't pay for it. There are free sources. You don't have to pay for these things at all. I mean, in terms of meme coins, there are a few Telegram channels that I'm into that, if you go into, you can see which ones are trending on the day because they're just constant buys going through. And I've got to admit, I saw Pepe when it was like 77k and I just thought it looked like crap. So I didn't touch it because of those notifications that come through. But there's thousands of notifications. Every single buy on every single BSC or ETH shit token goes through, and I don't read them all. But you can tell just flicking through quickly, right? There's Pepe Inu, Pepe Shiba Pepe. You know which ones are going to do well because everyone starts copying them straight away the minute they start going up. Good project, VitaDAO. Yeah, I haven't dived into the background because I can't do the background on every single one, unfortunately. Chart-wise, it does look decent. As I said, it hasn't suffered too much in the bear market. It launched in April 2022, or at least the CMC chart goes back to April 2022, and it hasn't suffered horrendously. Of course, it dipped, but it's almost recovered. So that looks pretty strong, to be fair, and it's a low market cap. So depending on use case, I don't know whether or not I'd be going into that one, but I would need to dive it. Good project, VitaDAO, yeah. Thikanzi, welcome, buddy. Good to see you. Good to have you in now. Genomic DAO is another one. Genomic, let's have a one. Genomic. I'm going to walk into a Crypto Chaos trick soon. I know I am. Genomic down G-stroke PCSP. That's a really long title. Right, so fully diluted 6 million, 1 billion full supply. BNB token 4,000. Wow, look at that impressive chart. Wow, there's literally no upside since launch. Oh, but there's a little one there. There's one. There's another one. Okay, now there has had some little ups. But yeah, I mean that's that's a pretty sad looking chart. I hope that's not the one you're into. Uh, right. Okay. So yeah, I mean, there's lots of ways you can find new tokens. So as I said, you can be in the Telegram groups and Discords and things. Please do not pay for those. There are free ones out there. You will find them. And the good ones are free because they bring you AMAs that projects pay for and all that kind of stuff. You don't need to pay for these services. There are decent Telegram channels out there that give you all the buys and sells as they come in. You can watch the volume yourself, see what's trending for yourself. Again, CMC is a great looking piece of information, but it's biased. It's owned by Binance. There's things in there that are paid for. Trending is paid for. Top community accounts is paid for. Recently added isn't necessarily performance. So I just like to basically go into everything. And if I was looking for a project to get into now, I would literally just filter this down. So I would add a filter. I would say, right, I want to look at anything with a market cap less than 2.5 million. Because I said, I'm looking for the best possible return. So I don't want to look with anything that's got a high market cap. I really don't. I'll just apply that one. That immediately narrows down the field significantly from 23,000 projects. And then if I want to be really specific, I can say, okay, what platform do I want it on? Arbitrum's trending. I want to have a look on Arbitrum. So Arbitrum ecosystem, I'll have a look in there. So this is now every project in the Arbitrum ecosystem listed on CMC that is less than $2.5 million market cap. You can see the volume by turnover. You can see the performance in the last 7 days. And you can see there's a lot of red around. So Arbitrum might be doing quite well. But a lot of the projects that have already launched, pretty pants. There's you're looking for strength. So anything under 2.5 million, you can see they're all really struggling. So I think the easiest way to sort of see what is trending is just have a look at volume. Which ones are doing the most? So you've got Rapteeth. Well, obviously, of course, that's doing well. But interestingly enough, the one meme token I'm into, or one of the two meme tokens I'm into, is AI Doge, Arb Doge. That's got turnover in the last 24 hours of 64 million. Now, when I looked at that yesterday, it was turnover of 11 million. So they are picking up volume. That's a great indicator for me because I already hold it. Plus, they did actually airdrop Arbitrum holders as well. So I know that they're marketing. So it is really strong. Camelot is a great product as well. Very expensive looking token, but the full supply is like, I don't know, it's like 70,000 tokens or something stupid like that. It's really low. So the price doesn't reflect the value. The value is the fact that they're trading $4 million a day and their market cap's 18 million. It's self-reporting, but Camelot is looking to be one of the leading dexes on that platform. Vela Exchange, I don't like. The airdrop was awful. And to be fair, there's lots of competition on dexes and exchanges on there. Plutus DAO, again, Plutus has been around a long time, $1 million a day still, market cap 8 million, but that is in decline, I think, Plutus DAO. It was looking promising when it first launched, but that gives you a general indication what to look for. Is it being traded? Is it what industry or what platform you're interested in? There's loads of ways to narrow it down, and that's kind of roughly how I start. Long term, I believe in Casper. Casper's great. Casper is very, very, very good. Sorry, buddy. I'll give my son his VR. All right, good lad. But yeah, Casper I do really like. Casper's a great project. Again, not one I currently hold because I'm actually trying to shrink my portfolio. I sold maybe 5 or 6 projects yesterday. I probably need to do 4 times more than that to narrow down my portfolio. I cannot manage it all, so why am I holding it? Um, I saw someone on live the other day. Actually, I think it might have been Fitzo. Fitzo was basically saying if you can't tell someone else what each of your holdings did the next day, then you're holding too many. You should be able to monitor them fully and know them inside out and what's happening day in, day out. And I have reached a point where I can't do that, so I know I need to consolidate. But it's a great way of putting it. If you don't know what every single project in your portfolio has done the day before and why it's happened, you've got too many. Barry Doge, how are we doing? 1.01 favorite. Ah, legend. Thank you, buddy. Staking AI Doge. Yeah, so if you're staking AI Doge, if you hold AI Doge and you didn't know that there was an airdrop, log on to the AI Doge website. Do it through a reputable source like CoinMarketCap or through CoinGecko. Go to their website. If you connect your wallet, it will tell you whether or not you've got an airdrop. And it is significant. It's a decent lump. So if you've had AI Doge for a couple of weeks, you've probably got it. And you don't even know. There was someone else in my Discord today that didn't know. But again, it's a thing that if you know your portfolio inside out, you should know. But I didn't. I found out yesterday, so I just spread that word in my Discord. And my Discord as well, by the way, people's completely free. I don't charge anyone for anything. I'm even offering free AMAs to projects at the moment. So if you join my Discord for free, it's a good community. We're also trying to pull in as many AMAs as we can, which give you knowledge about these projects. Again, if you're in a project that I'm not familiar with, ask them, do you want a free AMA? Aaron Crypto Noob is offering free AMAs in his Discord. I've got over 800 people in there now. So a lot of them should say yes. And if they don't, you've got to think why. It's like, why don't you want a free AMA? Free marketing, time costs nothing for exposure. But that's my argument. Anyway, a lot of them are very, very busy in their small teams, but half an hour to explain your project to 800 people possibly should be good. AI Doge and AI Shiba. Yeah, AI Shiba launched after AI Doge, so they dropped onto that name. And this is the problem with meme tokens. You don't know who's just copycatting, and you don't know who the originals are. I don't know anything about the AI Doge token. I just knew it was an early meme coin on Arbitrum, so I bought a little bit, and that was it. That was the only reason. Meme coins for me, they're not the best thing. Vector Space AI, I mean, VXV was a great project, or it is a great project. The only problem is its reputation was ruined in the last bull run because of the over marketing that happened. It was marketed too heavily. So it just got overinflated. People, of course, took profits and sold their bags and dumped on you and I, the retailer. I was a victim of that as much as anyone else. I love Vector Space VXV. I love data and AI technology. But ultimately, it damaged the project. And I hope that they can bounce back from it because the fundamentals are very, very good. But yeah, it's unfortunate that a lot of these good projects that get hyped up in bull runs and things, people get very excited and it does very well, and which is brilliant for all of us, but it was overvalued. I think VXV at the top was hugely overvalued, and that's when people sold. And I don't blame them for selling. It's kind of like we need to be wary of what we're investing into. VXV is a great project, but was it worth the hundreds of millions of dollars price tag we put on it at the time? No, it wasn't. But it's got promise. Marketing on tokens is nuts, like Algorand and World Cup. Yeah, I mean that was just silly. I don't think I was one of the first, but I was one of the very few people that was outwardly saying these sponsorships are buy the rumor, sell the news events. It's to get people very excited. And you can say FTX collapsed right before the World Cup. It did, and it damaged the market. And marketing, therefore, took a big hit. But I don't think it would have had the impact on the market right now anyway, because we're in a recession. The government are saying we're not, but that's because they moved the goalposts. We are in a recession. And people don't spend money or invest money that they don't have in a recession. I think if FTX hadn't collapsed and if we weren't in recession, marketing would have put some more pennies in the bank for everyone. But I mean, Algorand was just marketing, and so were a lot of other tokens at the time. It didn't pay off. Rekt is pumping on MEXC. Yeah, Rekt will. Rekt is trending. I think it was the third trending token on CMC, and it is doing well. Again, as I said, it's marketing. They were really clever about it. Arbitrum was trending #1. How can we jump on that? Let's launch on Arbitrum and airdrop Arbitrum holders. That's exactly what they did. Um, Thank you, Joey. Yeah, if you can smash the likes, guys, it really does help. I've not been on live for a while, so if you keep smashing those likes, I'd really appreciate your support. Let's have a look. So, Crypto Gambino, Rook. Let's have a look at Rook token. But yeah, Rekt is pumping. I mean, it's 76%. But let's have a look at Rook. Okay, it's not on there. Let's get CoinGecko back up. Yeah, Algorand for me, it's got great utility, but I've always said this about the utility projects. Utility projects aren't truly flashy. They won't go monumental gains unless they're adopted, unless you see proper use case. And all we've really seen out of Algorand so far is good marketing. We've seen them associate themselves with with trends. Metaverse was a thing. Oh, they can do the metaverse. We've seen AI a thing. Oh, we can do AI. Algorand are very good at jumping onto trends. So, that's the same for a lot of crypto. A lot of crypto, the price goes up because we get excited about it. It's marketing. True utility tokens, and I've said this about things like XDC. Um, Especially XDC does not do a lot of marketing, but it's one of my favorite ISO tokens because it doesn't do marketing. XDC is a proper corporate institutional use case blockchain, and it doesn't do marketing, which is why I like it. And it's dead cheap, and it hardly moves. But it will long term, I believe, because it will be one of the few that are adopted. It's run like a proper business. So Rook, let's have a look at Rook. Rank 506. $50 token, circulating supply 815,000 at 1.2 million. So a really nice tokenomics there, actually. I really like that. Anything that's got low tokenomics, I absolutely love. It's so easy to make good money if you're in early. Because you can pay $5 for that token, 6 months ago or whatever it launched. And you'd be laughing now. I love it. It's great. But yeah, so fully diluted valuation 63 million, current market cap 41 million. Performance over the last 6 months. Let's check that out. Look at that. I mean, that's nothing but gains since the middle of March, which is fantastic. And they're strong gains as well. If we go back for a whole year, I don't know when they launched, so you have to forgive me. 26th of April 2022 in the bull run, good price, $125. Shows you now $125. You've still got 150% gains you could get back up to that point. I don't know if that's an all-time high. All-time high 838. 93, nearly 94% down still. So if you believe in it, there's still gains for sure. But yeah, I mean, currently this price action is looking very, very strong. I would say it's broken previous highs within the last year. So it could very well, it's going in, it's going to try and fill this gap. So you could be seeing gains. It's an interesting one. Might be worth a look. I don't know what they do, but chart wise, it's very, very interesting. Definitely good, decent. Any thoughts on IMPT and OMI? Now, IMPT, is this the IMPT the one that I absolutely hated? Is this the shopping channel that's disguising itself as a green project? I can't remember. I remember there was a project that was basically a shopping rewards platform, and it said it was a green project, and it wasn't. It was a shopping platform. Hundreds of impact on IMPT large brands. Yeah, this is it. So what they do on this screen, on CoinMarketCap, they tell you here that they connect with hundreds of impactful environmental projects around the world, and they do. But what they don't tell you is you don't need a fucking token. You don't need an NFT. They are a shopping platform that give you rewards. Why not just reward you with credits for carbon credit offsets? It just so like you every other reward project out there, it doesn't matter whether you use Top Cashback or I don't know what it is in the US. You might have something similar, but you buy $1,000 appliance online, you get 5% cashback. That $50 goes off to carbon offset credits. Why do you need a token? Why do you need to buy an NFT? Why do you then need to burn that NFT to get the carbon offset credit? It's because they can make money out of thin air. It's an absolutely disgusting business model that is milking a trend of carbon offset credits. I don't like IMPT. I think IMPT is awful. And I think if it fails, it should fail because it's not a genuine, honest project. If that project was honest with itself, it would say we're a shopping platform that offer carbon offset credits. We don't need a token, we don't need an NFT, but we're doing it to make it look nice. End of. I think they're awful. So I really don't like IMPT. Omi, I don't know a lot about. Let's have a look at Omi. I've probably got far less of an opinion on Omi. Yeah, Ecomi, I know nothing about. That's not what I've ever looked at. Cointelegraph and media misleading, 100% funded. Oh yeah, these are all sponsored channels, and in effect, they will do what they're kind of asked to do. That's kind of like why I like the likes of yourself, Cryptocurrency. You know, even when you have had one or two sponsors in the past, you still outright said what you wanted to say. You don't follow a script, and that's brilliant. Bare Naked Crypto would be the same. He would just say what he thought. You know, they want to pay me for saying what I want to say. Do I want to say it? Great. If not, don't listen to me. But yeah, trust me, don't miss out on Litecoin over the next few weeks for halvening. Yeah, Litecoin halving cycles obviously offset from Bitcoin's, but Litecoin is the silver to Bitcoin's gold. It's always been called that, and it is still, I think, the same. So Litecoin is going to do pretty well. Of course, Dogecoin, it could affect as well, because Dogecoin, I think, is built on Litecoin, or it's very closely associated. I think there's a relationship. I'm not entirely sure on the technicals, but I'm sure Dogecoin goes off Litecoin's trend. So I think one normally follows the other. So it could be an interesting time for Doge in terms of the Litecoin halvening. When Coinbase says that they vet projects and Demo is listed for pumps of 50% plus. Yeah. And funnily enough, I had a question in the Discord today. It's like, there's loads of meme tokens being listed on centralized exchanges. And it's like, of course there is. They don't care whether it's a decent project. They care about the fees they're going to make. I mean, it's like I was just saying, one of these ones that I was looking at, what was it? AI Doge, or whatever it was. It's done turnover of $64 million. Of course the exchanges want a slice of your money for that. There's going to be a fee on every single transaction. They love meme tokens. Absolutely love it. Hundreds of thousands of transactions for small amounts, and they get their set fee every time. They milk it. You've got to be so careful with why things happen in this space. Started building a bag of Lossless and Filecoin. Do I like these? I love Lossless and Filecoin. Filecoin is the data storage solution right now. I mean, you could argue you can go API 3 or other lower cap solutions, which I would look at doing, definitely. If you like data storage and cloud storage solutions, Filecoin's the market leader. But as I've always said, don't always just invest in number one. Look at the second, look at the third. Far better ROIs out there to be had. But yes, I love Filecoin, and Lossless is a very underrated security project still. It's had some fantastic pumps, but at the end of the day, they have a proven track record in security and recovering funds. Not a lot of funds, but it's possible. It helps to do it. So market cap 9.8 million, 17 million. I'm pretty sure Lossless pumped up into the high 70, 80 millions in the bull run. So current price 17 million. It went up to over $2.50, and it's currently at like 17 cents. So there are massive gains for Lossless to be had, and the chart doesn't look healthy. Don't get me wrong, this is not a healthy looking chart. This is an all-time chart. But if we go into the last year, there is some price volatility. There have been gains. I don't think Lossless is a dead project because the utility is fundamentally good. You've got security projects out there that provide auditing services and things like that, but Lossless is different. It actually tags code into the smart contracts that make them recoverable. So Lossless is one that I think will possibly be used very heavily in the future. I don't know if their technology is patented or whether anyone else has copied what they do yet. I would hope they have patented it, because I think it's very, very good. But again, not one I hold. And if you live in the UK, you are now receiving your emergency test signals. And that's that. So we've all been emergency tested. There we go. So I hope you're all happy. The UK, if we ever have a nuke go off, we will hear the beep just before. So yeah, great. Emergency test system, brilliant. But yes, I do like Lossless, and I do like Filecoin. Litecoin and Doge merge minded. Litecoin halving 100 days away. Yeah, that should be really good. Who makes a dollar? Who makes the most money? Developers, venture capitalists, insiders, exchanges. The dump is always on retail. 100%, 100%. And this is something that was always said openly in the bull run. The people that make the most money are the devs. The second people that make the money are the people that invest in it first, the venture capitalists and the insiders, and then the exchanges that support these projects as well. And then everyone else is liquidity. Unless it's a proper utility, which we don't have many of, in fairness, proper utility is rare. We're just providing liquidity. Security alarm in 2 minutes. Yeah, we've done it now. Yeah, it's done. What is the cheaper alternative for Filecoin and Arweave? So for example, if you wanted to find that out, it does categorize them on CoinMarketCap. I like CoinMarketCap, like I said, because I find it easy to navigate. CoinGecko is a little bit more fiddly for me personally. So you can see here, it classes itself as, well, you could see. So Filecoin is mineable, it's distributed computing, file sharing, storage. So if you just want to have a look at other storage projects, just click storage. And it takes you to a page of storage projects. And it kind of helps you find competitors. So again, it's sorted by market cap. So storage, Filecoin number 2 behind ICP. Because ICP tags itself as storage, it's not strictly a storage solution. It's obviously another version of blockchain technology. But I love ICP, as most people know. But you've got a lot in there. You've got Arweave, you've got Hollow, Ocean Protocol, which I do like. And I'm gonna get airdrop some Ocean Protocol from Colnet with any luck. Thank you very much. But you've got Flux, which is, a lot of people have been on about Flux a lot recently as well. But again, look at the volume to see what's most popular. It's not necessarily going to be the biggest or the second biggest or the third biggest. The volume is going through Filecoin. And Filecoin's got 5 times the volume of anything else in this category. So Filecoin's by far the biggest leader. But then behind that, what have you got? You've got Ocean Protocol, 16 million in the last 24 hours. Crust Network, which was flying a few weeks ago. Crust Network really has been going up the charts. And that was a Polkadot Parachain auction as well, I do believe. But Flux is there. Flux is in that top 10. I wouldn't class some of these as data storage strictly. You would have to go into them more and say, is it data storage? Is it AI? Or is it just a tag that they've attached to themselves, doesn't strictly apply. But there are some really good ones. And Flux is definitely there. Storage is a really low cap one. Comparatively, it's 150 million. Big possibilities in storage. Storage and Flux pretty similar there or thereabouts. Arweave, of course, you mentioned 261 million, but only 6 million people buying. $6 million going through it. So Flux has got a smaller market cap, but it's got twice as many people buying and selling. So Flux has got a lot more interest. Render is good. I do like Render. Again, not one I hold, but it is there. Blue Leaves, you're absolutely welcome, buddy. I mean, I like crypto. I like coming on here, talk about it, sharing knowledge. That's what it's all about. Let me just do a quick time check for how long I've been on, because I only really wanted to be on for an hour or so. I wanted to take a break. Okay, yeah, I need to come off. I'll give it about 5 minutes, guys, and then we're off. Nice guy, welcome. How are we doing, buddy? Good to see you. I hope you're very, very well. But this works on CMC for any project. If you want to have a look at Quant, and if you think, okay, yeah, Quant's all right, but I don't know if it's going to be king, have a look at it. Go on to Quant and just see what it categorizes itself as, and then have a look at others in the category. It's another good way of searching down these things. If you find areas of crypto that you're interested in, it's great. So obviously they're known for being the interoperability king. Let's go on to interoperability. Who else does that? I can guarantee you Chainlink's on this list. As a data oracle, interoperability is going to be very high on that. Chainlink have not linked themselves on that. I'm quite surprised. I'd have put money that Chainlink called themselves interoperability plays. But, again, Cosmos, ICP, and then Quant. So these are just tags that they use. So ICP clearly tag themselves with a lot, but they can because they're a blockchain. And within that blockchain, you can kind of do anything. Well, not strictly a blockchain, but that's what they're being labeled as. So the volume-wise here, you've got Cosmos, then Icon. Icon, I don't know what they do. I've never heard of them, but they're nearly a $300 million market cap, and $26 million near enough went through that in the last 24 hours, which is crazy. ICP, BitTorrent, Quant, we've seen them labeled. Quant obviously got us here. Hashflow, no idea what that is. 114 million, $14 million going through it. Flux is here again. Again, this is just what they label themselves. So you still need to do the research, but it helps you get into that field. What projects have labeled themselves in that arena? Nervos Network is actually one that I really like. I'm keeping a close eye on that. And again, the volume's picking up, so that's not looking too bad. Elizabeth, thank you. Good to see you too. ARB was a big conversation point, but very quiet now. ARB for me, I mean, I think that a lot of the things that were being talked about with regards to the DAO system, they've addressed. There are, like any new project, there are always concerns. You could say it wasn't very well thought out in the first place. It doesn't matter. I mean, for me, Arbitrum, in terms of its fundamentals, the way that that works, technically, I think it's fantastic. It's already being adopted a hell of a lot. You've got more TVL in Arbitrum now than I think even in other massive plays. I don't know if they're bigger than Matic yet, but I think they're Arbitrum for me is just going to be huge. But yeah, in terms of, you could have just gone in there for the airdrop and left. That's not a problem, and people do that. But I am a big Arbitrum supporter, and if I ever launch a project myself, I would hope it was on Arbitrum. Any future for BitTorrent? BitTorrent for me, I really liked. I think I really hoped that the Tron partnership would see them through, but at the moment there's nothing really coming through from BitTorrent, so I don't know. Any thoughts on Open Campus EduCoin launching on Binance on 28th? I don't know anything about it, in all honesty. Thanks for telling you about Rekt. Yeah, I mean, as I said, I don't know, did I tell you about Rekt? I mean, Rekt is on there. It's the third trending token. They airdropped Arbitrum holders, which is a marketing ploy. I hold it because of that airdrop, no other reason. And the volume is going up, 87% up now in the last 24 hours. Market cap, fully diluted, is 15.8. I don't know anything about that project or the team. I think it's a complete gamble with meme coins. But yeah, it's doing well. I mean, it's literally been out, what, I don't know, 24 hours? And it's up 92% now. So people are buying it. It's $28 million in volume on that token in the last 24 hours, $16 million market cap. So is it going to carry on growing? That would suggest it could. But as I said, always check the liquidity on these as well. If you're ever in any doubt, grab the contract number, go on to Dex Tools, put the contract number in, and it tells you liquidity. And it's like I said with Pepe. Pepe, if you look on the Uniswap pools, there's less than 6 million liquidity that you can pull out. So if you own your Pepe through the Ethereum network you bought from the Uniswap pools, you can't cash out more than 6 million. I don't care how much you've got, you're going to struggle to get it. But in terms of Rekt token, you can see here, liquidity on Rekt, again, several different pools in Uniswap, 500,000 downwards. So 600k, maybe, liquidity, that's it. So even though the market cap on Rekt is saying $15.5 million, you can't pull out more than 600k on that. So again, it could be, if it carries on growing and you're an early investor, you won't be able to cash out your gains because there won't be enough liquidity. And this is why meme coins die. They're not looked after. Liquidity is not locked. Do I know anything about Sui and their airdrops? Yes, absolutely. Join my free Discord. It's all in there. We've shared information on it for ages. Sui are adamant that they're not an airdrop. However, if you look at the tokenomics, the 20% that are going to early adopters, that's a Discord community reward. If you've taken part in their community, you're going to be allowed to buy their token early, and they're adamant there's no airdrop. How are they rewarding the testers and the developers then? Because they ain't getting extra. And if you listen to that, they're not going to get any extra. So if you've been taking part in the test net and the beta testing, I think you are going to get an airdrop personally, and I hope so, because there's lots of people doing it, and I think there's such a huge percentage of token for community that a slice of that coming out to beta testers and sort of testnet people is going to be. I can't believe that they won't. Aptos did. Obviously, Arbitrum did. They all deny airdrops until the day they happen, but I think the snapshot's already done. If there is a snapshot, I think it's already done, because mainnet's already been launched. It's been announced. They're already talking about giving tokens, to trade early on the exchanges. IOU tokens and things like that only ever happen a couple of weeks before mainnet launch. That's when airdrops happen. So I think the snapshot on Sui's probably already been done, if there is one, and then we'll get the airdrop just after mainnet, maybe. Another 3,000 likes before the end of the show would be amazing, but I am about to sign off now. I've been on well over an hour now, I think, so I'm about to go. My thoughts on LQTY, I don't know it, to be honest with you. Join, did you buy Rect? No, I didn't. I got airdropped some because I hold Arbitrum, but I have not bought it and I will not buy it. I don't trade meme tokens. They're just gambles. Have a look at Chad. I don't want to. Am I still bullish on Polkadot? Yes, absolutely, 100%. Love Polkadot. Right then, folks, I am signing off now. Thank you very much. If you're not already, please do join my Discord. The link is up there in the top right. It's completely free. And as I said, I'm trying to get as many projects to come in and give AMAs as I can because it's great value for you guys to learn all about these projects, how they operate, how they set up, what they offer. And I'm offering them to the projects for free as well. So if you join my Discord and you like a project, contact them. Tell them to DM me. We'll get something sorted and we can do an AMA. We'll do it. No problem.